They, of course, last year went to the playoffs in his first season as coach of the Seahawks. On the other side of the ball is Tom Coughlin. Had the winningest team in the NFL last season, 15-3. Now they're 3-6 and looking to make a run at the playoffs, as they did from a 3-6 mark after the bye week in '96. In fact, that year they came within a game of going to the Super Bowl. Seahawks will receive the ball to start the game. Ball's hit downfield, a short kick. It'll be taken at the 15-yard line. Kerry Joseph is across the 25, and he gets the Seahawks out to their 30-yard line. Mark Brunell in at quarterback for the Jaguars, coming off a brilliant game at Dallas 2 weeks ago before the bye week. You see his numbers for the season. I have never seen Mark Brunell, and I've seen him play a lot of great games, look sharper than he did in warming up today. He made every throw, short, long, all the cuts. He was hitting him on the numbers off the break. They go to the run, and here is Fred Taylor. And Taylor breaks it into the right side of the Hawks defense, and he's ahead for a gain of almost 10 yards on the play. On 2nd and 8, Brunell, look at that throw, on the money. First down and more as he takes the ball down to the 35-yard line on the throw to Jimmy Smith. Well, they're going to air it out right now. Jimmy Smith is at the top of your screen. McCardell is low. Here is Brunell from the shotgun, takes a look, and Brunell's in trouble, and the Seahawks sack him back at the 42-yard line. Both coming with 3 wins. Jags 3-6, Seahawks 3-7. Brunell, play faking, takes a look, fires a strike. Downfield, a gain of 9 yards on the play to the 45-yard line. As he takes the pressure off McCardell. You can't double McCardell when Smith's on the field. Pitch back, here's Taylor. A man who his coach Tom Coughlin says doesn't have good speed. He has great speed. At 230 pounds, you want him to run a 4.35. He'll run a 4.35. Jaguars killed by a couple of penalties on their first drive. Moving now. Brunell throws. Open man. Ball is connected inside now the 15-yard line and down to the 13. This time it's McCardell who makes the reception for 14 yards. Now as we have 1st and goal for the Jaguars. Here is Brunell taking a look. He's going to run it in. Turning the corner, and Mark Brunell with his quick feet. The former UW star, the University of Washington, the Rose Bowl MVP back in '91 for the Huskies. And he puts the Jaguars on the board with a 2-yard touchdown run.
Well, you could see it coming. He dropped back and looked for his receivers. The offensive line caved down the defense to Mark Brunell's right, and he knew right there he was going to get. There was no looking for any more receivers. He knew he could outrun everybody to the corner. That's the great thing about Mark Brunell. He knows how fast he is, and he got to the corner.
Now the place kicker out. Mike Hollis having another terrific year. Hasn't missed an extra point, and he's 13 of 14 on field goals. He's also 2 of 2 on field goals from 50 yards plus. Jaguars break into the lead, and they'll kick off when we come back.
The guy who suffered the concussion, who Kidney is in for.
Throw over the middle, a wide open receiver running down the middle of the field for the Seahawks and all the way down to the 47-yard line. So coming out of the backfield on the play is Ricky Waters. A 31-yard gain on the play.
Well, this is what Ricky Waters needs to do. This is Ricky Waters. He's going to come out and come back in and catch the ball. And just forget about him. The Jacksonville Jaguars just don't follow him. He follows out and cuts right back in. Nobody's home. That's why Ricky Waters needs the football in his hands. He's as good an offensive player as the Seahawks possess.
T.J. Slaughter, a first-year player from Southern Mississippi. He's a tank. 6 feet, almost 250, and now the run takes the ball down inside the 15-yard line. Down to about the 13-yard line. Sean Alexander is tackled by safety Mike Logan, but he got 7.
Sean Alexander is a guy that complements Ricky Waters very well. These two guys, Ricky Waters and Sean Alexander, are two top-flight backs. Sean Alexander is going to be a great player in the National Football League. The problem is he's playing behind another great player in Ricky Waters. Both these guys can get it done for the Seahawks, and it's up to Mike Holmgren to find a way to use them more prominently in the offense throughout the game.
Well, he's giving Alexander more and more carries. Jacksonville has allowed 25 scores in their opponent's 25 trips inside the red zone. They're going to allow one now down to the 1-yard line as Kitna very nicely looks over the middle and finds a terrific rookie receiver from Florida, Darrell Jackson. Good for an 11-yard gain. That was Jackson's 35th catch of the year.
Well, that's as good a throw as John Kitna has made the entire game to this point, and it was probably as important a throw as he's made. Getting the ball down, and when you get down inside your opponent's 20-yard line, the most important thing you can do is run the football. In the preceding plays, they were able to do that, and that allowed Darrell Jackson to come across the middle because of the success of the running game that's opened up down close.
Handoff and driving into the end zone for the touchdown, but there's penalty markers down all over. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything.
Might be an illegal guy
illegal
downfield.
Substitution, perhaps, or
12 men.
12 men.
Defense. Penalty is
Defense.
declined. Touchdown.
So even with 12 guys out there, they couldn't stop the Hawks.
Well, that'll
as
boost your confidence.
They're now with an extra point within tying
You'll
the
see
game.
here. Watch, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Somebody's not there. I don't see one guy, unless that's all I saw was 11 guys, or maybe somebody standing out of the picture.
Well, it's moot now. Extra point try, driven up, and good. And so the game is tied on a 1-yard touchdown run by Ricky Waters. A very nice looking drive by the Seahawks to open the second quarter. They'll kick off when we come back. Brunell on third down takes a look. He's in trouble, and a great defensive play by the Seahawks as they sack Brunell all the way back at the 30-yard line. Lamar King was the first guy through number 92. Terrific defense as King gets his 4th sack of the year.
Well, Mike Holmgren told us that Lamar King is right now their best defensive lineman on the team, and he played like it. That's a tough thing to do. Mark Brunell is a nifty quarterback, and Lamar King did not let him get away and elude him. That was a great play by the defensive lineman.
And you saw Fred Taylor up to 50 yards rushing in 10 carries. Brunell takes a look. He's in trouble again. Spins back, but he still lost 3 yards, and that is the 3rd time today he has been sacked. It is the 41st time this season he's been sacked. Now the Jaguars go to a 4 wide receiver set. They've not hit their tight end yet. Kyle Brady, who's been having a big year. Here's a lofted ball, open receiver, and a catch down to the 22-yard line. Beautifully done, and the great Jimmy Smith is on the receiving end of a 40-yard play. Jimmy Smith with 7 catches already today. Brunell buys time with a rollout. Look at that throw to his tight end, and Kyle Brady is down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 12 yards on the play and a first down. Springs and the free safety Jay Bellamy combine on the stop. It's in his 6th year. Handoff, shooting up the middle and going in. Nobody laid a glove on him. Was Fred Taylor, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars break the tie and take the lead for a second time, 13-6 with the extra point coming up.
Fred Taylor looked like he was driving on the interstate. At the end of this play, watch Fred Taylor. This thing just opens up. Look, there's nobody else in the screen. Goodness gracious, didn't get touched. And at the end of this play, about a half a dozen Seattle Seahawks defenders were standing there with their hands on their hips looking at each other. They couldn't believe that play.
I think, Steve, we could have an 80 or 90-point game, cumulative total. Neither defense having much luck stopping the other now. Here's the extra point hit up and good. With 3 minutes to go in the first half, the Jaguars on their home field take a 14-7 lead on a 10-yard touchdown run by the superback, Fred Taylor. Brunell takes a look. Buys some time with those good legs. Nowhere to go. Logs a ball. He's got an open guy. It is caught. This is Keenan McCardell. He's going to go the distance. No flags. Touchdown. The Jacksonville Jaguars on a desperation play hit a 67-yard touchdown throw. Oh, says Mike Holmgren.
Well, you might think that was just guys running around trying to make a play, just trying to run around and get loose. That is all well rehearsed. When Mark Brunell scrambles, there are certain things the receivers know that they should do. If there's 2 guys on one side of the field, one goes deep, one stays short. In this case, Keenan McCardell turns up the field and comes loose for the touchdown. And Mark Brunell, being a great mobile quarterback and of course left-handed, has no trouble delivering that football.
Yeah, McCardell was really like a center fielder waiting for a long fly ball to come down. And then he just ran it in, a 67-yard scoring play. So with 1:16 left to go in the half, the Jaguars have broken it open for the moment. Gitna has to be concerned not to throw the interception. He's had 12 this season, but he needs to advance his team without much problems. Here's a throw and a catch. Fourier, the tight end, is out to the 41, a gain of 8 yards on the play. Taken down by linebacker Brant Boyer.
You notice there, Gitna had plenty of time to throw that football and seems to be keeping his composure much better than he did early on in this game.
Again, Gitna stands in, lofts a long ball, and he's got an open guy. Nicely done by the Seahawks. Down to the Jacksonville 45-yard line with still 47 seconds to play. Well, I like to screen the ball to Ricky Waters on plays like this. We'll see if they do. They take a look. Now they're throwing deep downfield, and the ball is caught beautifully down at the 18-yard line. Derek Mays, the sure-handed former All-American from Notre Dame, with a 21-yard gain.
It's a great play by Derek Mays and a nice throw by John Gitna. Drops back. Forget about the rush. He's getting rid of this ball right now, whether he's open or not. Right over the top of Fernando Bryant. Couldn't have been thrown any better. Derek Mays had the great year last year.
Here's a throw to the end zone, and wide open for the touchdown is Sean Dawkins. As the Seahawks come right back down the field, a 15-yard touchdown throw. And the defense in this game, whether it's great offense, I think it's a little bit of abysmal defense. It's been awful both ways.
Yeah, Sean Dawkins, this is a great catch, good physical catch up in traffic. Watch, he goes up, catches it with his hands and brings it down. This offense thus far in the first half for the Seahawks looks better than it did at any point a week ago at home against San Diego.
No question. We talked about that. 128 yards total offense for the Hawks last weekend. The fewest yards ever in a Seahawk win in the history of the franchise.
That drive is huge for the Seahawks coming into halftime. They answered an easy touchdown by the Jaguars with a long sustained drive under 2 minutes and a hurry-up offense. That says a lot about Mike Holmgren and his offense, their ability to make plays when the chips are down.
And it's interesting, Steve, they've been attacking the Jaguars. The terrific cornerback for the Seahawks, Springs. John Springs has been a target. Here is R.J. Soward, the rookie, who was absolutely leveled earlier. Soward, a #1 draft choice out of Southern California, runs the ball back across the 30. Kind of taking a little cat's feet there, waiting for that big knockout hit to come at him.
Just get it to the guy and turn him loose.
Yeah, Taylor back in good health and running like it. And here he is, breaking the crust. He's on the way, and he almost did take it the distance as he comes across midfield and all the way down to the 46-yard line. This game is critical. Brunell, short drop, makes a perfect throw, beautifully done. Driving down the field to the 27-yard line. The ball's on the field, and the Seahawks might have it. They do. As the Jaguars make the play and then cough up the ball, and big Mike Sinclair is on it.
Well, this is what Tom Coughlin told us they have to do. They have to win the turnover battle. And right here, they turn the ball over.
McCardell fumbles.
Quick slant. You'll watch here as he gets up the field, just trying to go. You see him cover up, tries to keep the ball, and that ball is out. That is a good call. It's a fumble, and that's the break that the Seahawks need to pull even in this football game.
Second down and 20. Gitna gets time, running out of it. Here comes a pass rusher, and Gitna fires. He's intercepted. His 13th interception of the year. So now we have offsetting turnovers. A big drive by the Jaguars to open the third quarter. Stopped on a fumble.
There's going to be a personal foul of roughing the passer. Gary Walker was chasing John Gitna and gave him the little extra bump after the pass was released.
The league very, very intent on protecting the passer. Coach Coughlin is just furious.
Personal foul.
We're going to watch it again.
Roughing the passer, number 94. 15 yards.
Larry Smith is called for roughing the passer.
Anytime you lead with the head or go upstairs to his head or lead with your own head, whack, that's a foul right there. That's a helmet to the middle of the chest after the ball was gone. Ball's gone, takes 2 steps and gives him the extra hit. Even though it's out of the pocket, that's still a flag. You see Tom White there throw the flag immediately.
Here comes a blitz. Gitna takes a look, makes a throw, and he makes the connection down to the 17-yard line. Third and long, not a problem in this game. First down, Seahawks.
And for the first time, John Kitna makes a nice throw with someone right in his face. You'll see here is Sean Dock's just going to be a little square in. Just make sure you get past the first down markers and make the catch. What a great throw and catch.
Offense that good or the defense that bad, both ways. Here's a handoff. Sean Alexander runs it inside the 10-yard line and down to the 8. Stopped by Fernando Bryant. A 6-yard run on the play. Every play plus yards both ways.
You can see that why they like Sean Alexander. He's a young Ricky Waters. He's the exact same type of runner, very instinctual, doesn't see anything inside. He's physical, he sticks it up there, breaks some arm tackles, and almost gets to the outside. And Tom Coughlin's got to be wondering why they can't get the run stopped here in the third quarter. It just, their run defense evaporated.
Kitna, touchdown. Nobody even covering Derek Mays, and the Seahawks drive down the field and within an extra point now of tying the game. Gary Walker, who's been one of the better defenders for Jacksonville, shaken up on the play.
John Kitna, for his second touchdown of the day, drops back, throws a nice slant pattern, and nothing wrong with that throw. Great play selection, well executed. And this is, you got to think this is the Seahawks team that has struggled offensively, has not been able to win football games. They let a number of starters go in the offseason. They know it's a rebuilding year, but yet they wanted to remain competitive. And then the season in the first half kind of went south on them. But today they're seeing a whole different kind of offense than we've seen out of them in the last month and a half. They're executing better. John Kitna is playing as good as he's played at any point in his career in Seattle.
Well, why not? There's no pressure on him, and the receivers are running open. And it's the same the other way. The two worst defenses in one game I've seen in 10 years. There's a lot of good receivers on the field. Smith has been the best among them. Here is Brunell taking a look, waving his people, looks open, wide open guy. Why not? Down to the 19-yard line. Beautifully executed play. Jimmy Smith is turning Sean Springs inside out in this game. Steve Furrier turning out the winners for the Gators and turning out the pros. Here is a handoff, and Red Taylor, he stuffed this time. That was on third down. Tom Coughlin out there. He's going to help him give the touchdown signal, but none forthcoming. Wouldn't it be ironic if the way this game has been with the big plays, they can't get it in on fourth down?
No doubt. And watch here, you'll see he just doesn't penetrate the plane of the goal line. Great penetration by the Seahawks front four. A front four that has really struggled this year, but Fred Taylor does not get in. That was an excellent spot by the officials. And this is a statement right here, fourth down. We'll see if our guys can push your guys into the end zone.
Well, Brunell ran in a play like this, you remember, for the first score, rolling to his right. Handoff. They didn't get there. So in a game of offense, the defense slams the door on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Mike Holmgren's 3-7 team may be in position to win a huge game on the road, depending what they can do on offense this next possession. So the Seahawks defense holds, and the Jaguars have to punt. Ball is boomed downfield. Taken by Rodgers at the 11, the 20. And he's up the sideline, and he's on the way. One got to stop, and he finally is taken down to the 45-yard line. They talked about how they feared the returns of Charlie Rodgers. T.J. Slaughter saved a touchdown. Rodgers gives the Hawks great field position. Seahawks have been all out blitzing on downs like this. Let's see what they come with. Coming with a four-man rush. Brunell stands in. He's on the run, and he's not going to get there. Knocked down to the 22-yard line. And as the clock ticks on down to 4:53, 4:52 in this tie game, Seattle's ready to get it back and maybe in good field position.
All of a sudden, the defenses that were non-existent throughout the first three quarters of this game have really stepped up and played much better in the fourth quarter. They're getting pressure on both passers, and that's been the difference because both these teams are still trying to throw the football.
Kitna gets time, makes a throw, and he gets an open receiver near side. West Coast offense, a short passing game for the most part to multiple receivers, often on crossing patterns. Here's a throw, going for the ball. Dawkins has it. The race is on, and he's run out of bounds down at the 20-yard line. And all of a sudden, the Seahawks, the underdog on the road with a 29-yard play, are in winning field goal range, although there's still 3:38 to play.
Sean Dawkins makes a great play, just a fade right down the sidelines, working against Kiwaki Thomas, a rookie who played because of an injury earlier in the game. Sean Dawkins, the veteran, making the play when it had to. And now the Seahawks are in field goal range.
Right down from here would be a 47-yarder. Here's a handoff, and they stopped tackling. They made the hit, and then Ricky Watters kept on driving for 10 more yards. Ricky Watters now with 22 carries for 75 yards.
Well, you knew this was going to come. They're in field goal range for the victory. All they need to do is hang on to the football. They can kick the field goal and take the lead late in the game. Just give it to Ricky Watters, let the game clock run down, and try and get first downs.
We come down the stretch at Jacksonville. Tie game. Kitna rolling out, lost it to the end zone, and Watters has the touchdown. And the Jaguars, who were down 21-7 in this game, rally back now with what looks to be 21 unanswered points, with the extra point coming up to make it 21 straight points.
We spoke moments earlier in this drive and earlier in the second half. The play action is still working just as it should because of the presence of Ricky Watters. And not only now do they fake the run, they give him the football on the pass. He's been the weapon for them today.
Kitna now has hit 22 of 33 throws for 3 touchdowns. He's not been intercepted. One interception he threw, negated by a personal foul when he was hit late. Jacksonville is out of timeout, so they've got to take it down to try to tie this game. Without timeouts, they go to the tight end Grady, who's for the most part been taken out of this game. So that's for an 18-yard gain, and the clock ticks down to 1:22. 43 seconds left. Brunell on 2nd and 20. On the run. They get him. A sack. As Brunell is sacked for a 4th time, for a 43rd time this season, more than any quarterback in the league.
And the thing you have to remember, the Jaguars have no timeouts left.
Chad Brown got the sack. 94. Yep, no timeouts is right. Huge play by the veteran from Colorado. His 5th sack of the year. Brunell. Long ball, he's got an open man. McCardell catches the ball at the 12-yard line. 14 seconds left. They have no timeouts. The Jaguars sprinting, trying to get in position to down the ball.
7 seconds.
Snap, set down. There's time for one play with 2 seconds left. If they hit it in the end zone and an extra point is good, we go to overtime. Man.
Keenan McCardell just ran wide open. He takes off, kind of hesitates, and just comes wide open. They just forget about him.
They forgot him on that 67-yard touchdown earlier in the game.
Goes up, makes the catch. If you're the Seahawks, how do you let that happen?
This is it. One TD. This is it. The game's on the line. Brunell takes a look. On the run. He makes a throw. Incomplete. A penalty marker. There'll be another play. A game cannot end on a defensive penalty. It will be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for Jacksonville.
Mark Brunell knew he had big Kyle Brady matched up on a smallish defensive back.
Brian Walker.
And he just threw it up and expected him to make a play.
Interference. Number 25. Defense in the end zone by rule this ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
So again, it's down to a 1-play game, maybe a 1-play season from a playoff standpoint for Jacksonville.
You'll see there, he just goes up.
Ooh, man.
Got there early.
Not too early.
Looked like a pretty good play.
See, at that point, Coughlin thought it was incomplete.
He had no idea the flag was coming. Mike Holmgren goes, oh.
And these coaches, they have to be churning. Two of the best coaches in the NFL when you look at the records. This is it once again. Is it a touchdown in overtime or is it over and the Seahawks win? Look at all these pass rushers lined up. throw, not close, and the Seahawks win the game. The Seattle Seahawks down 21-7, rally with 21 unanswered points, and they win the game 28-21.
You've got to give the ball to Fred Taylor at 1st and goal on the 1. They haven't been able to stop him all day. Jaguars, you can stick a fork in them. They're not going to the playoffs this year, but the Seattle Seahawks have to feel good winning 2 in a row for the first time since a year ago.
But I think what you said, Steve, boy, I guess, well, you know, you also can talk about Fred Taylor on 4th and 1 when they slammed the door and stopped him in that touchdown attempt earlier in the game.
Let's get that prayer, baby.
Good fellowship abounds in the wake of this Seahawk upset victory. Here's the throw, and it's not even.
That's the final play, and there's nobody there. I mean, they had it shut off at the moment it happened.
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 35. Jim Nance and company, and the Subway postgame show is next. Now for Steve Tasker, this is Don Criqui. Glad you could join us from Jacksonville.